Don't try to ruin my life with lies when your life can be ruined with the truth.
What's up, nerds? So it looks like Gina Carano is suing Disney for unfair dismissal on the grounds that have effectively, punished her slash fired her, and for forcing her to leave the company after using her First Amendment rights and voicing her opinions. So she filed yesterday. Sorry I didn't cover it yesterday. It dropped a little bit too early to where I had to go to work, so I couldn't cover it. But I wanted to cover it today because it's something that needs to be talked about. I have always been on Gina Carano's side this whole time when it comes to Disney. I thought they did her dirty when they fired her. I thought that it was stupid on their part, and it was a bad choice, and it's now coming to coming back at them. And I don't feel bad for Disney at all. This is just a domino of things that have happened recently. They just they lost their special status in Florida to govern themselves, and it's their own fault, and I don't feel bad for them all at all. They wanted to step into the political ring, and now it's coming to bite them in the ass. And as the Joker says, you get what you fucking deserve.
You get what you fucking deserve.
So, yay! So I have an article here from the Hollywood Reporter, and I just want you to know that I might not go through everything exactly because this all triggered over one post, a final post that she did that eventually got her fired and everything. And I'll bring up that post because in a little bit, because this article will talk about a lot of stuff that I want to get into and stuff, and we'll discuss. So let me just pull up this up. Hold on, boom. Okay. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and they kind of broke it down a little bit. I wish there was a couple things they would have added in here that they didn't, but, what are you going to do? I can't, I don't run the Hollywood Reporter, so I can't do it. So, hold on. So it says, Gina Carano sues Disney over Mandalorian firing in a lawsuit funded by Elon Musk. And that's right. And, I just want to say real quick, I'm happy that Elon Musk stepped up, and he is, doing what he said. He said anybody that was unjustly fired due to their posting something on Twitter, that he would fund their legal campaign or whatnot, their legal fees. And I'm glad that he's doing it because he's stepping up and following through with his word, which I always like that when people give their word and they follow through with it. So it says, in an escalation of a standoff over her firing from The Mandalorian, Gina Carano is suing Disney and Lucasfilms for discrimination and wrongful termination in a lawsuit that opens another front in the battlefield for influence over Hollywood that has drawn in corporate America. And I just want to reiterate again, Disney didn't need to get into this fight. They didn't need to get into it, but they got into it. And now they can't get out of it because it's a bad freaking choice. And I don't feel bad for them. It was because, they mention it in here and at the end of this article, but it was over the supposed don't say gay bill. And the employees over in California decided to voice, those pumpkin pie haircutted freaks decided to voice their opinions on something that does not affect them. And they didn't even read the bill. It was a short bill. It was so short. It took you like a hot 10 minutes to read, but they were stupid and decided to get all uppity. And then Bob Chapek, that total pussy, decided to cave to them and then got into this whole mess. So good for you, Disney. I don't feel bad for you at all. I do not feel bad. All right, so it says Carano, in a complaint filed Tuesday in California federal court, alleges she was fired for voicing right-wing opinions on social media and seeks a court order that would force Lucas to recast her, Elon Musk making good on a promise to foot the legal bill for users who claim they have been discriminated against due to their activity on his platform, is helping fund the suit through X. I hate that it's called X. I wish it was just called Twitter again, but it's fine. It's fine. In a statement, X's head of business operations, Joe Benrock, I don't know how to say, said, as a sign of X Corporation's commitment to free speech, we're proud to provide financial support for Gina Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication of her free speech rights on X and the ability to work without bullying, harassment, or discrimination, which I want to talk about that also, because I believe it was cited. If you go to this article, which I'll leave a link in the description down below, they do have her legal filing at the bottom of this that you can go through. It's 59 pages long. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read the whole thing. I read some of it, and then I skimmed through the rest of it. But it's pretty good in my opinion, but I'm not a legal expert, so, I mean, anything past 10 pages is good in my opinion when it comes to legal documents. Anyway, so it says Lucasfilm in 2021 announced that Carano would not be returning to the hit series after sharing a post in which she said, which I just want to say, they said in this article, which is disingenuous of the Hollywood Reporter, but then again, it's the Hollywood Reporter. It's pretty much, a rag now. But they said, she did not say it. Somebody else said it and she reposted it. And I want to do this. I'm going to read this right here. And then I want to talk about this. And I do have examples of this. So just give me 2 seconds. So she said, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? So real quick, let me just pull up. So this is the post that she put on Instagram and she reposted. I just read it to you. The first part says Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize, and then that's where it went on to the thing. So in the legal brief, they do also cite that Carl Weathers had posted this. So, and I'll read this to you, and then I want to talk about this. So it says, it didn't start with gas chambers. It started with one party controlling the media, one party controlling the message, one party deciding what is truth, one party censoring speech and silencing opinion, one party dividing citizens into us and them and calling on their supporters to harass them. It started when good people turned a blind eye and let it happen. So this is the same freaking thing as this right here, what Gina Carano posted. It's the exact same thing, okay? And it also cites how Pedro Pascal posted stuff just opposite that. And I just want to say real quick before I go any further with this, I know some people want to just be like, she was comparing Jews to Republicans. And that is not what she was saying. And if you think that, it's very obvious that you are just a lemming and you are going along with the crowd. You are not using your critical thinking skills. Because Gina's point was that the Holocaust only happened because there was a slow, methodical, and gradual propaganda campaign of defamation against, them, whoever them was. And I actually agree with that sentiment. I think that, it's very obvious what her point was, in my opinion, talking about the misinformation propaganda and the turning people against each other. And she was talking about, and she was talking about all of this prior to the Holocaust, not the actual Holocaust. This wasn't about the Holocaust. So I think that if you want to be all like, she was trying to say Republicans are just like the Jews. And I love how you guys like defend the Jews when it comes to Gina Carano, but when it comes to Melissa Barrera, you'll attack the Jews. It's like, make up your freaking mind, you dopey assholes. Okay, so they also cited a tweet that Carl Weathers put up, and I'm putting it up right now. And it says, who gets to decide what is appropriate for me and my children to read? The Nazis knew how to both control and to eradicate. Interesting playbook to illuminate. What's next? Who's next? So they put that tweet in there too, because what she does cite in here in the lawsuit is because she was fired over sex. And I think that has something to do with it, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go on. So let's get back to this article, you guys. So, as we were saying, it was the latest in a string of posts in which the former MMA fighter drew the ire of social media users for positions seen as right-wing on hot button issues. Carano, who was dropped by UTA following the controversy, previously mocked government mandates to wear masks during COVID-19 pandemic, which I'm sorry, you guys, the masks don't work. That's been proven now. And you know what gets me is, and I saw this funny meme, and it said, "What's the difference between a conspiracy and the truth?" 2 weeks. And I was like, that's so true. Like, you know, a lot of stuff that's coming out now is just, it was lies, all lies. And then it says, and falsely suggested that voter fraud occurred during the 2020 presidential election. I just want to say that when it comes to that whole situation, that I can't speak to as in, you know, I know a lot of people want to talk about the election and how Trump, you know, should have won. But if she thinks that, it's her right to say so. And I don't get why you guys are clutching your pearls over this nonsense. Who cares? I mean, I don't care. You guys get some, when I say you guys, I don't mean you know, my subscribers, because you guys are smarter than that. I mean, like, you know, the people that are just not smart enough to use their brain and everything. It's so ridiculous. So it says, in a statement clarifying the post on X, Carano on Tuesday said, "My words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right wing extremist." And I just want to say that is 100% true. Not only was this woman attacked, this queen attacked, she was bullied online and also by the Star Wars Twitter, the official Star Wars Twitter account. So, and I hope I hope they get fired for this, that Twitter account, the person that, whatever intern did that Twitter account, I hope they get fired and never work in the industry again. I have no sympathy for those assholes. Okay. So, it says, according to the complaint, Disney and Lucasfilm harassed and defamed Carano for refusing to conform with their viewpoints on issues relating to Black Lives Matter, preferred pronouns, and disproven claims of election interference. While she was allegedly fired for her cultural and religious beliefs, Carano argues that the entertainment giant turned a blind eye to her male co-stars who allegedly made offensive and denigrating posts directed toward Republicans. She points to Pedro Pascal's 2017 post comparing former President Donald Trump to Hitler. And I don't have that post right here. Sorry, I didn't prepare for that. I should have. Apologies. But Pedro Pascal did do that. He had, maybe I can throw it up in post, but he put up posts that were the exact opposite of hers and no ramifications. And it just goes to show you, so you've got Carl Weathers and then you got Pedro Pascal, two men whose posts were either, you know, pretty much what Gina Carano was saying, and then one opposite of hers, and nothing happened to them. They both stayed on The Mandalorian. They both went on to do season 3. They both got paid. And she got fired. So is the fact that she's a woman a part of it? I think it is. You know, I don't like to pull the gender card, but I'm sorry, when you have a list of men that get to say whatever they want, but then you have the one female saying, you know, opposite, you know, not going along with the system, you know, I just, you know, you have to, that just doesn't compute, you know. Already their story's not tracking, fuckers. Okay, so the suit says Disney required Carano, who was paid $25,000 per episode as a guest actor and later negotiated a one-time $5,000 bonus, to meet with representative of the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Discrimination and demand a public apology. Defendants went so far as to try and convince Carano's publicist to force Carano to issue a statement admitting to mocking or insulting an entire group of people, which Carano had never done, the complaint states. And to that I go, even if she did, so what? Get the fuck over it. You're such children. It's ridiculous. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Okay, so what? Life goes on. Don't be a fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? After she refused, Carano was told to meet with Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy and 45 employees who identified as LGBTQ+, according to the suit. She declined and was terminated shortly after from The Mandalorian, as well as other titles in the Star Wars universe, including Rangers of the New Republic. So I just want to say that she said she wasn't going to get on a Zoom call and to be yelled at for 45 minutes from a bunch of different people. And I agree with that. I wouldn't have done it either. I've been like, fuck you. I'm not doing that shit. It's just so stupid. I wouldn't have done it either. And good for her for not doing it and everything. I saw some people trying to be like, well, they gave her a way to not get fired. And I'm all like, What? No, they did. They did not have to fire her. They could, and I'm sorry. Like, if it was me, I'd pull her aside and be like, listen, I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying, like, chill, little mama. You got to chill and everything. But because I'm pretty sure, if you came to her respectfully, she would be receptive. But they didn't. She comes off like a very nice person to me. So, what I just want to go on to what she wants is a minimum of $75,000 in compensation, but she also wants to be rehired. And I did see a lot of people you can't force a company to rehire you. Wrong. You can force a company to rehire because there's federal law prohibiting retaliation that are on the books in the United States right now. And retaliation essentially means like if a company is firing you based on their, protected characteristics or a complaint that you've made against them. And then there's a huge list of things that companies are not allowed to fire you for. And they can be forced to hire you back. A small piece of me wonders why you would want to, I'm on Gina Carano's side and I hope she gets this, but why would you want to work for a company that doesn't want you there? But good for her, dude. This is awesome and everything. Okay, so it says Carano also alleges Disney engaged in a post-termination smear campaign. 100% true. It talks about the Bear Grylls episode that she was on. They took that off of it. But they ended up running that. It says they took her image off of any Mandalorian stuff. I get why they did that, because they might legally have to pay her if they do that. But at the same time, I just go, you fired her for no reason. It does say she wants $75,000 plus punitive damages. I hope if this does go to a jury, I hope those punitive damages are so freaking huge. I hope that they give her so much money, because what could she have gotten from this if she had stayed on the Mandalorian? If they had not fired her, okay, and she stayed on the Mandalorian, and that went on to be a success. She did the X-Wing one where she was, she was the star, okay, and that was great. And then she went on to be in the Mandalorian movie, and her character went on and on. That's so much money that she would have made. Also, because they went on a smear campaign, it damaged her career, her life. She was dropped by a UTA, and then she was also, what movies, what TV shows could she have gotten after that? But she can't now because they damaged her name. They smeared her name and they ruined her career. And I just go, how much money is that worth? And for me, it wouldn't be, whatever it was, it wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't be enough. I'd want to bankrupt him. That's how that. But me, I'm a petty bitch. So some of us have been unjustly singled out, harassed, persecuted, and had our livelihood stripped away because we dared to encourage conversation, ask questions, and refuse to go along with the mob, she said in a statement. And that's so true. And I just go, good for you, Gina. I'm glad that she's going against them, and I'm glad that she's standing up for herself and she's hitting them back because she's a fighter. And I say, good for you. I say, fight. Like, they deserve. Listen, like I said before, like the Joker said, you get what you fucking deserve. And Disney, I don't feel bad for you. And at this point, just, let it burn. Burn it all down. You know what I'm saying?
Burn, baby, burn!
Because they suck. So tell me what you guys think about this. I'm 100% on Gina Carano's side. I'm not ashamed of that. She's a queen. They did her dirty. I hope she wins. I hope she doesn't settle. I hope she takes it to court, and I hope a jury gives her everything she wants and more. And I hope they have to rehire her. And I hope Kathleen Kennedy has to look her in the face every day. God, that'd be so good.
Put a ticket in, make her gay.
And if I was Gina, I'd record it. I'd be like, hey, Kathleen. Hey, Kathy. How you doing? All right, you guys, but tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.